Hey everyone, it is Liz, and I am back to do another political reading. And I've I took a little time out. I wasn't just feeling it. I just needed a little bit of a break from the politics, which probably will lead me to doing just some regular tarot readings, for the signs. But in the meantime, I did want to take a look at a few things. People have been messaging me and asking me about certain things, and so. I know there's a lot going on right now. What I wanted to do was take a look at Senator Lindsey Graham, for obvious reasons. I think for those of us that have been watching Graham, uh, we've noticed him do this complete 360, this complete 180. Just like whoop, whoop, just it's making me dizzy. His vacillation is making me it's made me very dizzy. And now, as I examine him and look at him, and as I am using my, by the way, let me just move my glasses here. I am using my Sibylla and Davina deck. And the reason why I am using this deck is because, yes, it's a very blunt evidential deck. And also it has, I am studying playing cards, and I'm finding that they're quite accurate. The more I study, the more I learn, the more I recognize how significant these cards are. So anyway, Lindsey Graham. I was gonna do his numerology, but I decided, what, I'm just gonna go with what I pick up here. Okay, so we're looking at. I did a 7-card spread. I ended up just with spirit telling me to keep pulling, and I just kept pulling a few more cards. But in the meantime, we're gonna take a look and see. I know that he's up for. He's in trouble, and there's an investigation going on with him right now regarding what he did. He crossed state lines to try to get the Georgia Secretary of State to add votes, to try to find a way to not add any more votes for Biden. He was trying to convince the Secretary of Georgia to basically do something very illegal, and now he's in trouble. Okay, so I don't know where it's going to go, but I took a look, and I wanted to see, like, why on earth, in my mind, Senator Graham went from being, I was never a big fan, but I mean, I don't know if I'm sure most of us remember him saying that if Trump were to become the president of and part of this Republican Party, he would destroy the party. He would destroy this country. Basically, those are his words, just kind of summing them up. But in the recent past for Mr. Graham, for Lindsey Graham, I'm looking at where he's been. And it shows that, in fact, I'm going to just move this camera to try to fix the light a little bit. Okay. The first card that comes up for Senator Graham is the card of the lawyer. Okay, so this is a card of, legal issues, legal dealings, and clarifying the card it's interesting. It's the trip to the country. So, take a look. This is Lindsey Graham's recent past. And so when I look at the cards together, I was looking at these earlier and just wondering psychically, there are some difficulties that he's had to deal with recently. I think that not following regulatory rules with doing what he did, I don't think he thought it would be a big deal. So it's turning into something that he didn't foresee. So, the trip to the country clearly for me is that he's in a rut and he's trying to get out of it any way possible. Moving into his current state of mind where he is right now. It's interesting because we have the card of the wedding, which is reversed. Now, the wedding, when it's upright, is a ceremony. It's divine love, it's partnership, but when it is reversed, it is a breakup. It is a friendship that ends. I believe that Graham has probably lost some friends that maybe he might have been friendly with in the past, especially in the world that he's living in now. And it's clarified by the card of the consultant. But when it's upright, it's a good card because it's someone that you can relate to. It's someone that you can trust. But when the consultant is reversed, it's it's Graham has a tendency to be his own worst enemy. Especially when I'm looking at the wedding card reverse. I mean, to me, I'm looking at someone who deceived he deceived his government, and he deceived his state. He deceived the United States of America, and he continues to, like, I feel like he's being very deceptive, and I feel like, you know, this breakup, for him, I think it's more of like a combination of a breakup with whatever the Republican Party that he thought he represented. He no longer, people don't see him. Those that maybe once supported him because of his conservatism no longer are. There are those people. I even get this feeling that evangelicals, like the real ones, the real, true to their word evangelicals, whatever faith you have, they're looking at him and wondering, I got to pull out of this, so moving into his immediate future for Senator Graham. The first card I saw here came up as it's a reverse. So it's faithfulness, it's affection. It's when it's upright, it's someone who's very loyal, very attached. It's someone who is very supportive. But when you are in this position of reverse, it's I call it like the fair weather friend, but it's really not somebody you can count on. So in his immediate future, I think he's recognizing that there are people in his party, colleagues, that are no longer really showing him respect. It's kind of like this false, just appeasing you. So I look good. I don't want to, attack you in public. It's like that feeling, people pulling away. And then you've got the card clarifying it, which I thought was really interesting, the card of the trap, upright. Okay. And the trap can be doubt, uncertainty. It can lead to legal issues, by the way. And also, when the trap card appears, it's literally, if you look at the trap, this is never a good situation. And this is showing up in his immediate future of, I feel like it's a third party thing, because this is the three of spades here. But I'm getting like there's like a third party interruption, and I kind of get like I think he's been foolish by turning a blind eye to his responsibilities and focusing on, I just get this impression that he's covering up something, that there are secrets here, so that's why there's this trap. So in the immediate future, whatever's going on with Lindsey Graham, there are people pulling away from him, and there are people watching him, people that he thought were his friends, maybe part of trying to get information about him. And I only say that because his current state of mind is where he's at right now, which is the widow. It's a very painful card. This is a very negative influence. So think about it. Senator Graham is not in a good place. This is where he is. This is a painful ending. It's a very negative vibration. It's a very demanding. He's probably dealing with, when I look at her, the vibration of this card, is a very demanding person, someone who is requiring a lot of attention. And so there are disagreements happening around him. And I believe that he's feeling sorry for himself, because the clarification card is that of the pensioner. That's the very selfish, rich man, the man that everybody looks toward as this big, rich, wealthy person. And I feel like he and Trump, as far as his relationship with Trump and that whole circle of whatever you want to call that party, I don't know what it is, but he's dealing with a lot of wealthy, rich white men. And he feels like he's part of that circle. And unfortunately, there are people that I kind of feel like it's like being bullied at school. You know what I mean? Like, I was bullied in school when I was little, and it was the worst feeling not to feel like nobody wanted to be around you, or, but people were laughing at you. And, he's kind of turning into that vibration. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's starting to happen more and more. And as far as these legal issues are concerned, like I said, the first card with the lawyer card and the trip to the country, he's trying to escape it. But what I see happening to him in his environment, how is his environment affecting him, and vice versa? You've got, it's interesting. Sometimes these cards just say everything. The first card that shows up for his environment around him in the future. Okay, so he's got a lot of money, but it is reversed, which is losing income. He's losing money. He's losing investors. He's people are looking at him as being someone who is disposable. He's looking, I don't know how do I put this. It's like I feel like he's got secrets here, because when I look at the photograph, I mean, the picture, not the photograph, but the picture, I feel like it's like a cover up, and there are, in my mind, for Lindsey Graham, additional expenses besides money. It's something else happening, because you've got the card of hope here, but this is secrecy and schemes when it's in this position with a negative card reverse. So, if it was positive, I would tell you, but for him, he's hoping things work out. But to be quite honest with you, the plans aren't going his way, and if anything, there seems to be around him, in his environment, along with this investigation happening, there are secrets coming out. There are scandals being revealed, and it may not be. The thing is, a lot of people are thinking this is all going to happen quickly for him. I don't think it will. And again, I didn't look at his birthday numbers, but I do feel like something is coming up, and maybe we can ask Denise Siegel to look at his chart, because to me it feels like, there's something coming up where his schemes are being revealed and he's losing money. He's no longer considered. If anything, it shows up in the future that Lindsey Graham is considered disposable, which I think I said before. So the advice from Spirit in this reading, the advice to Mr. Graham would be to, learn to be, you've got the dark-haired woman, which is a very good listener. This is someone who can give very good advice, legal advice. So he may even get himself a female attorney when he has to go to court, because he will be going to court. Okay. And this is someone giving him advice and begging him, pleading with him to just listen and shut up. It's literally how I see it. Like, he needs to just stop and let the professional do the work, because the clarification card is journey. And the journey card, here we go. Journey. Take a look. Clarifying this card of a good listener, the advice again from Spirit is to, he needs to be really careful, because there are documents and there are things that are documents, paperwork, letters, things that are being revealed. And he really should be really careful, because, he's going to find himself in a situation where he becomes restless, where he, the environment is telling him to not become, he really shouldn't be so cocky. He shouldn't be so arrogant, because he's in trouble. And to me, whatever documents or letters or texts or paperwork, whatever paper trail he has, it ain't pretty. And that's what I think, it could be that Trump or who the powers that be around that whole environment have something on him, because the outcome is not really pleasant at all. I mean, you do have, this card of love, but the kind of, in fact, I wrote this down because you have love, but clarified by death. Okay, actually, it was death first, or fright, fright and love. Okay, so fright in itself as an outcome card is a card of it's the ending of something precious. It's being dejected, rejected. It is a card of upheaval. It's for Lindsey Graham, it's no longer being able to live his life the way he's accustomed to living his life, and it is a severe upheaval. And I wrote something down because I thought these two cards together were interesting. I wanted to read the dynamic of them. So when I looked up, let's see here, was that it? Yeah, fright. Okay. Don't mind all the notes I take here, guys. But in general, fright is a card that, remember, this is the outcome of what's happening to Lindsey. And I feel like the fright card is telling him that, whatever he's doing right now in his life, it's affecting everybody. And everything happening in his life right now, he has this opportunity with the fright card, to clear the air, to maybe like step up to the plate and say, okay, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I can't live with myself if I keep this up. This is the opportunity with the fright card coming up. He can prevent things from getting worse. I also sense that with all the anxiety and stress that he's had around with that fright card, it indicated, not just financial stress, but when you're depressed, when you're financially stressed, it affects your health. So I wouldn't be surprised if Lindsey Graham's health was not as good. Something's wrong with him, because the fright card is forcing him to make some necessary changes, and that there are people that have been afraid of, I think he personally is afraid of something coming to light with that card of fright. I think that he has, this is literally the fright card. This is scandals coming out. Gossip. Things that a lot of us maybe were presuming, or kind of in our own imagination thinking, well, he probably has this and this, and who knows, right? What's the deal? But this is an indicator here with this reading and this outcome of something being brought to light. It's almost like a parasite nature that depletes him. He's like a parasite, and now he's feeling depleted. He's full of self-pity. He's full of recrimination. Excuse me, my handwriting's awful. There's no inner peace for this man. Okay. The next card, like I said, with the card of the love card, if you look closer, it's the Six of Hearts. And it is upright, but this is not a positive card when it's with a card like fright. There's no loyalty. There's no inner peace. There's no independence. This is a very unfortunate event. If he doesn't accept, it's almost like the message here is, there are unfortunate situations happening if he doesn't accept the way things are, if he doesn't step up to the plate and take responsibility for things that he did, things that he said, everything. If he doesn't own it, then if he's unwilling to step up to the plate and at least be honest about whatever's going on in his life, he's going to pay a very high price. And I'm not just talking about his reputation. I'm talking like, whatever money he's paid to Trump or whomever, the powers that be there. This to me is an indicator, especially with the fright card and the love card, again, Six of Hearts, that everything is coming to light. And he is literally, this Senator Graham he's literally at the mercy of Trump. That circle there, that he's at the mercy of the GOP right now. And more importantly, men and women who have lots and lots of money invested in whatever, whether it's the white nationalists, the white supremacists, the Proud Boys, QAnon, they all seem to be a part of this, but they've got some dirt on Lindsey, and he literally is at the mercy of them. So he is not feeling inspired, and he certainly isn't feeling appreciated. I feel like there could be something that comes out about a love affair, or something like that is very self-destructive for his career, for him on every single level. I really do, and I feel like his loyalty, again, I believe with that card, is that he's afraid that his loyalty will be taken advantage of, and that everything that he's been trying to keep hidden will come out, and it's going to anyway, even though he's been trying to be a part of this inner circle, and I did pull, a few more cards here just to see, because the bottom card came up as the military card, or the soldier reversed. And when the soldier is reversed, it's like a one-night stand, it's like this impulsive activity. It means that he's the secret could have to do with his romantic life or something secretive, because the other card I pulled was the card of some money. And this is interesting because this is a card of, how do I put this? This is like deception. It's literally, it can be like you have a little bit of money to offer, but it's deceptive because you don't have as much as it's almost like Lindsey is, again, with his financial situation, I feel as though money is going to be more of a problem for him unless he wants to pay more into the pot so that secrets are covered. But this vibration is that he needs to make the most of a situation. Otherwise, the instability, the uncertainty continues, unfortunately for him. And I pulled a few more cards where, let's see here, what did I get here? I just want to look at all these. I got the next card was loss of money, which is, again, showing up for him as, anything legal going on with him, he's going to need a lot of financial support. And he's losing money. He's losing money because there's delays happening, and there's this, how do I put this, with the victory card, he thinks that with the victory card, he can win it because he has stood by Trump, and he has stood by the right people, but he loses his, he's going to be going through a serious crisis with the loss of money card. And then he had the sweet card reverse, which to me, literally, I thought, oh my goodness, he's trying to hide information, when the sweet card, when she's upright, the sweet card is good news, good news coming in, usually from somebody you want to hear from. But when it's reversed, it's information that's missing deliberately, or someone is deliberately pushing you away. It's a definite setback card. All right. And then the last few cards I pulled, just to clarify everything, was I saw this card of absence, which is, unfortunately for him, once again, regret. It's a breakup. It's misunderstandings. It's people are deliberately avoiding him in the future as this comes to more of a head. The card of important revelation shows up as, to me, there will be, in his mind, he's going to do everything he can, with the secrets that are coming out here. I think he may be revealing secrets too. I mean, he's thinking, well, two can play at that game, but the outcome is the angry woman, which is, whatever he, it's going to be pretty volatile. So I think with Senator Lindsey Graham, there could be a lot of intensity that's building and building and building until he can no longer continue something that happens, and either he can't continue to pay, or his impulsive actions, his inability to be humble, people pulling away from him, legal issues that are coming up over and over again to the point where he's being shut down. This is a person who is out of control, and there are words being, very hurtful words being spewed at each other with the angry woman, and people are beginning to insult him. And so I'm going to end it here with just saying that between now and probably the next few months, it could be longer, who knows, with everything going on. And, President Biden is doing everything in his power to make sure we're all vaccinated. And he walked into a mess. He walked into a cluster F. And so I can tell you that there's some bribery going on. His relationship with Trump and that circle is certainly not, it's not, anything that's built on trust, or it's not the kind of loyalty that, it's not loyalty. It's more like, one hand washes the other, and he's been washing his hand. Trump's had secrets on him. There are other people with secrets on him. His health, I'm concerned about his health in the future too, because stress can make you very sick. But I also feel like he's worried about his security and about his secrets. And we'll see. I feel like at the end of the day, he's going to get himself into a situation where he may be very angry about people throwing him under the bus, or people not supporting him as he gets more and more trouble down the road. So let me know what you think of the reading. Let me know if any of this made sense. I am booking readings now. I will post all my information below on my Square app. And please let me know what you think. Leave feedback. Post questions. If you want to email me questions. Also, share my video. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'm trying to build the channel. So if you could please share my videos and get your friends to subscribe and check my readings out. And so stay safe, everybody. I hope you all get vaccinated soon. I'm still waiting to hear about mine. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care. Bye.